What's going on, guys? Get123 here with more Grand Theft Auto 5, and just today some more information leaked regarding the online heists. And while it's not the biggest leak ever, it actually gives us some information on how the heists are going to work, how we're going to receive them and start them. And then also we got a leak regarding some online tournaments that we'll be able to enter. It sounds like they're going to be tournaments for things like death matches, races, and things like that, but I'll explain that later in the video. But before we get into it, let me just say, go ahead and show that like button some love if you like the video. Let's see if we can get this one over 1,000 again, and if not, then show that dislike button some love, but make sure you tell me why you did in the comments below. So to start it off, I want to show you guys this picture right here. As you can see, this is some text from the game code, and this was actually hacked by one of the GTA 4 members, Fun MW2, so shout out to him. And as you can see, it says, at the printer, press input context to collect the heist details. And then in the second line, it basically says the same thing, press input context to collect the heist details, and then the third line, start heist. So this right off the bat tells us that we're going to be getting printers in our apartments. Now, I know this isn't a huge deal, and it's like, okay, so you're making this video about a printer, but I guess the question is, does this mean more apartment customization along the way? And how is this printer going to work? Is it just going to appear in our apartments one day and just be sitting on the table and, you know, just poof out of thin air? Or is this going to be something that we have to purchase, and then first time we start it up, it's probably going to tell us that our magenta ink is too low and that it can't operate without it, and that, you know, we've got to go buy more ink for $100 just like in real life, and then we're going to put it in and it's going to take 20 minutes to boot up and it's going to suck, and yeah. No, I'm kidding about that. Obviously, we're not going to have to buy ink, but that is a struggle in real life. So I guess more importantly, this is a reminder that you are going to need a high-end apartment to do heists. Obviously, if you've got one of the, you know, really cheap houses or apartments, it's probably not going to come with a printer and things like that, because Rockstar did say in the past that we're going to need a heist planning board or something like that to do the online heist. So this is just a reminder, if you don't have one of those apartments yet, you're probably going to get one, because the premium ones are probably going to be the only ones coming with a printer. So that's my insight on that part of it, on the whole printer aspect. But then the second half of this leak that I was talking about were these tournaments. So let me show you this picture right here. Now right off the bat, this appears to be one of the cooler strings of text and code that we've seen out of these leaks, and I know it's kind of small on your screen, especially if you're on mobile, so I'm going to read this to you. At the top it says, Tournament Qualification Playlist. And then the second line it says, you successfully recorded a total time of blank. All players that qualify for the tournament will be contacted by Rockstar once the qualification period is over. Then the third line, you've joined a tournament qualification playlist in progress. Scores from this attempt will not be submitted. And the final line, are you sure you want to start this tournament playlist? So as you can see, judging by that, this is actually pretty interesting. This sounds like this playlist could be a permanent installment. It doesn't really sound like something that's just going to be added for a weekend, you know? It says the tournament playlist. And the thing that I really like about this is that it takes, you know, it adds a more competitive aspect to it, is what I guess I'm trying to say, because there are so many times when you join races and death matches and you only play for one round, and then after that it's kind of like, well, that all goes away. So assuming that I know what I'm talking about here, and assuming that I'm correct, this sounds like something that is going to be a more competitive thing, where it'll take more rounds into consideration, because it's a tournament. Maybe it'll put you up against other players and kind of give you an idea of like who is the best of the best. And like they said, you'll be contacted by Rockstar once the qualification period is over, so you know there's going to be qualifying rounds, and then once you qualify, then you're going to move on. So this actually sounds really neat. I really like the sound of this, and it might be a fresh new addition to Grand Theft Auto Online, because the last new playlist that they added to Grand Theft Auto Online, which was Capture, not trying to bash it, but I feel like that was a fail. I played it a few times, and I just could not have fun playing it. I'm sorry. I don't know, maybe you guys feel differently, but that's my opinion on it. So with that, guys, please, as always, tell me what you think of all this in the comments below. Are you as excited for this as I am, or do you hear this and you're kind of like, well, this is a little underwhelming? So I'd like to know. And with that, please stay tuned for more videos in the future. I should have a Watch Dogs video up later today, and more of that in the future. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.